the foundational data model. So under that, there are a number of questions, around 18, and this covers the question that I'm going to cover here, or this covers that part. The first question here is, in the customer service management, which relationship best describe how a contact is linked to customer data? First choice, a contact must be linked directly to a contract only. Choice B, a contact must be linked to either an account or a consumer record. C, a contact can only be linked to an account, not to a consumer. D, a contact can only be linked to an install-based record. E, a contact is a standalone record with no relationship to the customer entity. The correct answer is B. A contact must be linked to either an account or a consumer record. Now, account is an entity. So the contact must be linked to an entity, which is an account. And also, when it comes to in B2C, which is the business to consumer, and then not contact can also go to a consumer, the consumer record. Okay, that's the correct answer. Gonna move to second question. It reads as a B2B model, which combination typically represent the primary core objects in the CSM data model? A, consumer, contact, install base. B, account, contact, product, contract, install base. C, user, problem, contract, asset. And D, business service, CI, SLA. D, department, location, user, knowledge. Now in this case, the correct answer is B, because you have an account. That account contains a contact, okay? Again, account is an entity, and under that you have a contact, and that contact will be related to a product or a contract. Contract is an agreement, formal agreement, whatever product they purchase, and then the install base. These are the items, install base, okay? What is installed? Great. So in B2B, customer service management, the core data model involves around account, their contact, their product, contracts or entitlement, and also install base entries for what they own or use. Question number 3. Which statement about install base is most accurate? It holds all CI from the CMDB. It tracks product owned or used by customer, including serials or service details. C, it is used only for internal IT assets. D, it is store only contract record. E, it is a deprecated table not used in modern CSM. The correct answer here is also B. It really tracks the product owned or used by the customers, including the serials or also their service details, because these install base items, these are what is installed already, okay, the detail. Okay, one install base item can be linked to multiple products. One install base item, I mean, one product can have multiple install base item or none. Let's say a soccer field, right? If there is a soccer, it can be considered, if you sell that soccer as one product, you don't need to install that, right? They can watch it with a link and so on. So it may not have. So install base item may or may not be tied to the product, I mean the product. So an install base item here is really telling you that anything owned or used by customer. Okay, it is a record, customer specific product or even services, often including the serial numbers, the coverage or usage context, bridge product, bringing product and contracts, and also cases. Question number 4. You are modeling B2C, business to consumer support. Which entities are essential to represent an individual, their support coverage, and the service they consume. Okay, choice A, account contact, CMDBCI. B, consumer contact, product entitlement. C, department user contract. D, consumer only. E, user asset business service. Now, the correct answer in this case is B. The reason is because in B2B, which is business to consumer, the consumer is the customer. The consumer is the customer. They often paired with a contact or a person record that link to that product and also the entitlement that determine their coverage. The entitlement is what they are entitled to. That's what it determines. So you have a consumer, you have a contact, you have a product, and also the entitlement. That's what really determine when you have this B2C, business to consumer support or business to employee support. Okay, question number 5. Which is the best reason to use business model like B2B versus B2C in the customer service management? A, to define branding color in the portal. Does it make sense? B, to determine which notification templates are active. Again, that doesn't make sense. C, to adapt data model, process, and also UI for organizational customer type. Yes, that do make sense. Okay, so we need to create a data model because that way you need to start in customer service management. You understand what they need, and then from there you have to create a data model. D, to hard code assignment group, to configure CMDB relationship. In this case, the correct answer is C. So because the business model, that is the one that defines how the customer service behaves, the fields, the forms, the flows. In this B2B or B2C, business to business or business to consumer, or even the hybrid, align the data model in the processes to the customer type. Make sense? All right. Question number 6. You need to represent that a partner company manages multiple end customer. Which data model approach fits best? Okay, remember, you need to represent that a partner company manages multiple end customers. There's a customer, okay? Now, which data model? Choice A, create a single account and multiple contract. Choice B, use parent-child account in partner relationship. Choice C, create one consumer per end customer. Choice D, track everything as a user in CS user. Choice E, store partner details only in the special handling notes. Now, the correct answer in this case is B, which is, reason is because you have to create a parent-child account plus a partner relationship to reflect these complex hierarchies, where your partners in support many customers account while keeping visibility and reporting to clean. So that must be the way for this situation. Okay, I'm going to move to question number 7. Which object primarily define what a customer is entitled to receive from support? Okay, entitled to receive. What is it? Is it a product model, entitlement, user, knowledge article, work note? The correct answer is B, which is entitlement. Entitlement really define the support, rights, their channels or SLA or hours or units. All those things are the limitations in what they can do, what they can use. As a customer has, often linked to a contract or an install base or a product. So this is what it determines. So entitlement, having it watched, the video that I make on this area is you can watch it in the playlist of CSM in ServiceNowStar. Ladies and gentlemen, we are question number 8. An entitlement is configured to cover email and portal channels only. A case is created from a phone for that customer. What is the expected behavior assuming the default configuration? Okay, entitlement is configured to cover the email and also the portal channel only. Now a case is created from a phone that the consumer. What is the expected behavior in this case? In this case, is going to be an out of entitlement. The case is created, but it's marked as out of entitlement. They don't have that entitlement because they are entitled only to cover their any case that came through email or portal channels. Okay, if anything comes through anything other than those two, you create the case. You're not gonna reject them. You create the case, but you record it as an out of entitlement. When these case channel is not covered by your entitlement, is generally flagged as out of entitlement, even though the record is created and visible for action. Okay, action will be taken, but you will go ahead and identify that case as out of entitlement because that case comes through a different channel that wasn't included in the entitlement. Make sense? All right, question number 9. Which statement is true about contracts and entitlements? Just a moment ago talked about entitlement. Now we are relating that entitlement with contract. Question number A, choice A, every entitlement must reference a contract. Okay. B, contracts represent the legal agreement. Entitlements define operational support term. Now it's telling us the true. Everything could be true, but the most true is which one? Yeah, choice B, because contract represent the legal agreement. That's right. The legal agreement is the contract. Now the entitlement define the operational support that you provide. Is it the channel gonna be an email or a chat and so on? So A is kind of fragmented, but B is kind of a complete answer. And when you take a look at C, entitlement store legal document, legal documents, legal contract, and then contract store SLA. Contract is not correct. Contract doesn't store your SLA. Okay, so that's also wrong. When you come to D, contract and entitlement are the same record. They are not the same record. The two are not the same record. The reason is because contract capture the legal or business agreement, whatever legal or business agreement that you have. For example, think about this. When you have your phone, could be from AT&T or Verizon or T-Mobile, they will give you a contract, 2-year or 1-year contract, and then they'll tell you you have to pay monthly this much for 2 years. That's a contract. Okay, that's a legal agreement. If you're not paying that, they can take you to a court or they can take the phone from you. Okay, they can send it to credit report, blah, 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 didn't pass based on the contract. Okay, so that's a legal document. Contract is the legal document that you have with a business. Whereas the entitlement is the implementation of that contract. Means based on the contract, you have to pay this much to get this. Okay, you get the phone free, and also you get unlimited data. See that? That's the entitlement that entitle you. All right, operational support rules used to run time in the customer service management. Great, ladies and gentlemen, we are on question number 10. We are still on question data. Now, you need to track which specific product instance is associated with a case for a business-to-business customer. Example, device SN12345. Which data structure is most appropriate? Choice A, business service. Choice B, consumer service. C, install base item or asset linked via the case. D, knowledge, and E, service catalog item. Now the correct answer here is the consumer, the install base item. Okay, it's C. An install base item is going to give you what is installed, the list product. Okay, one product can have one or many install base items. Okay, that can be installed on the customer. So if you have a device SN12345, then that item in the data structure, they can appropriately go to the install base item, which link the case to your install base record, or the assets that allow you to connect to the specific instances like the serial number, the location, etc., and impact the analysis as well. All right, let's move on. Question number 11. Which data object is most critical for reporting case volume by customer organization? Customer organization. Now, first choice, C is user, B, account, C, consumer, D, company in the core platform only, E, knowledge base. Now think about this before we answer it. It's B, clearly it's an account, but it's asking you which data object is the most critical for reporting case volume by customer organization. Now, what is the customer here? It's an organization, right? Organization is the entity. What is that entity called? It's called an account, right? You create an account for those entity. Let's say your company, ServiceNowStar, when you create an entity for them, which is an account for them, that's where you're going to create an account for them. And if you remember account escalation, that's another thing, escalating the account itself. Whenever there's a number of cases within that account and the cases are not going that much fast. So account is the correct answer. So for business to business, the account is the main organizational entity. Typing cases to the account enable reporting like a case by a customer and contract utilization. So they are utilizing that contract. Question number, what is key benefit of modeling product models strictly in customer service management? Now, the key benefit of modeling product models. What is the benefit? It controls which users can log in. Question choice B. It drives base system knowledge role. C. It allows precise mapping of service and product to contract to entitlement and an install base. D, it required to use CMDB. E, it is needed only for the portal branding. Now the correct choice here is the C, which is allowing the precise mapping of your service with product to contract, entitlement, and install base. That's what the benefit of modeling product models in the customer service. Okay, the product model. So the proper product model setup really does underpin for install base. This install base means the small piece that you install that may have a serial number. Entitlement, what the customer is entitled to, the end user is entitled to. And the contract is the legal agreement that is generated, okay? Enabling accurate coverage and also analytics for what customers actually own or use. Great. Question number 13. In the management data model, a contact can be related to multiple accounts using A, user criteria, B, account team membership, C, ACLs only, D, assignment group membership, D, service catalog variables. Now the correct answer here is account team membership. By the way, this feature will in the previous service, I think through okay, I don't want to mention the version, but ServiceNow recently added that, which is a great thing. You can associate one contact to multiple accounts depending on, okay? So that is the correct answer. So account teams and related relationship can link a contact to multiple accounts. So now when you create a given contact, there is a required fields account. You have to associate to one account. But if they have multiple account they need to support, in that case you have to use, there's a related list table, okay? Then you can use the account team membership, so that way you can apply it to multiple accounts. All right, question number 14. Which statement about consumer is correct? Consumer, who consume product, okay? Consumer. Choice A, consumers are used only in ITSM. That's wrong. B, consumers represent organization. Do they? No, they don't represent organization. C, consumers represent individual in B2C, business to consumer scenario. Okay, that's right. And D, consumers cannot have a contract. They do, they can have a contract. But E, consumers are the same as CIS user. They are not the same as the CIS users. Okay, they are in the consumer record. So the correct choice here is C, consumers represent individual in B2C scenario, because this consumers model, the individual in B2C customers, and can be associated with the contract, entitlement, or case, or even separate from the standard employee users. Okay. All right. Question number 15. You want to limit knowledge article to customers with active support for a given product. Which data concept is most relevant? Make sense? You want to limit knowledge articles to customers with active support for a given product. Which data concept is the most relevant? User criteria and role only, knowledge product, entitlement link to product and contract. That's the correct answer. Knowledge product, entitlement linked to the product and contract, that is the one help you to limit the knowledge articles. So you don't let them have whatever knowledge articles that you have to your companies. Okay, that's how you can limit them, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We are working on CSM, Customer Service Management exam, practice exam. So we are on question number 15. Question number 15, the correct answer is B, which is the knowledge product. The knowledge product, that's where we can, and the knowledge product entitlement that can help you to link to the product and also the contracts they might have. Great, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on. Question number 216. Which table usually store the core case record in customer service management? The core case record. Okay, which one? Is correct answer is B, which is SN customer service case. SN customer service case is where the data is stored for the case record. Okay, SN customer service case. That is the correct choice, B. The main case table is in customer service management is SN customer service case. That really extend from the task table. Okay, it extend from the task table. So the customer service table, which is case, SN customer service case, or the case table, or the case form, it extended from the task table with many CSM specific fields and also logic. Okay, it extended from the task table, but it contained so much other additional fields or custom fields that ServiceNow out of the box create them for us to leverage under that table. Okay, so that's an exam question. Don't forget, it extended from where? From the task table, and the name of the table is SN customer service case. SN customer service case. Question number 17. Which of the following best describe the relationship between case and task? Case is a parent table of task. B, case extend the task. C, task extend case. D, they are unrelated, both knowledge. Okay, correct answer, right? Earlier we talked about case extend from the task table. Case is the table, that's the main table or the main gateway table for customer service management. So you have to remember that. And this table relationship is that case table extend from the base table, which is the task table. Okay. Great. So cases specialized task, extend the task table, inheriting generate behavior like the assignment, the states, and also SLA. All that is coming from the task table, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. Let's continue moving on. Question number 18. This one is about a client. Want to know which entity to use, okay, as a route for hierarchical reporting across region, subsidiaries, and also department. What would you recommend for B2B, business to business? A, consumer, B, contact, C, account with parent-child relationship, D, user group, and E, assignment group only. Now, in this case, whenever they have different subsidiaries, okay, one account may have a different subsidiary. So in that case, there's account with parent-child relationship. So that is the correct that you need to recommend them in the business model, okay, business model. So that's something they need to follow. So using this account is a solid approach for rolling up these customer service management metrics across complex B2B structure. So that is something very important to remember. Now we're going to move to the second domain in the CSM CIS exam, which is the configuration part. Covered the base configuration. Now the base data. Now we're going to talk about the CSM configuration that covers around 40. Which plugin or application is prerequisite to use CSM on ServiceNow instance? Okay, the prerequisite plugin for using CSM. The correct answer is customer service management application. So that's the prerequisite. You can't use CSM unless you install the customer service management plugin. So when you install CSM plugin, which is customer service management application, that's going to bring you features like case, account, consumers, contract, etc. The customer service management application or this plugin must be activated to use. Okay, so that's question 20. Which is a primary goal of implementing CSM instead of using native incident for an try to use incident table or problem table or change table. So what is the goal? What is the primary goal of implementing customer service management? Let's take a look at it. Now the correct answer here is B. Let me explain that. To provide a customer-centric data model and processes optimizing for an external customer's account and also product. That's an important thing. The accounts, the product, all the escalations. Not only that, it's gonna give you customer-centric data model. That's what it is. Okay. This is because CSM provide you a tailored customer-centric experience with their accounts, consumers, products, contacts, okay, entitlement they have, and also this multi-channel engagement designed for an external customers. So we don't like if you have an internal employee, an external customer that you need to serve. There is also what we call it is a better together approach. So you can use both ITSM and also CSM together. So there are some plugins that you need to install to go ahead and use those two together. So CSM can really work better with ITSM, really work with strategic portfolio management. Okay, if you have any projects that you are working on and so on. And this approach is called better appropriate. Remember, skill and also availability of the agent. A, standard assignment rule only. B, assignment workbench, skill-based routing. C, UI policy. D, client script. E, ACLs. The correct answer is B, which is assignment workbench, skill-based routing. So you can use the skill-based routing. This is AW, the yeah, this one is assignment. It's going to give you that. So this assignment workbench or the skill-based routing support in customer service management by matching the case to the assigned to the agents using the skills. First thing is not just a skill, actually. It's going to take a look at if that agent is available. Okay. And then from there, if that agent is available, does he have a skill? Does he have a capacity? How many, what is the limit for that agent? Okay. And it's going to move other criteria beyond that. So that's the way to go. Question number 22. which is true about advanced work assignment? Yes, AWA. That's what I was trying to bring it earlier. AWA is called advanced work assignment. Advanced work assignment capability for customer service management. Choice A, it cannot be used with case. Choice B, it only work for incident. That's wrong. Choice C, it can push omni-channel work like chat, cases, calls to the agent based on the skills and capacity. So that's the correct choice. Choice C. This AWA, which is Advanced Work Assignment, enable intelligent distribution of this omni-channel work, including the customer service work items, to the best available agent based on the routing rules and also agent capacity. What is the capacity of the agent? So that's going to also take a look at. That's what it is. AWA is an important concept, ladies and gentlemen. 23. Which configuration is most relevant for enabling email to case? Email to case. Email send, case creation. All right. The correct answer is B, which is inbound email action in CSM email channel. So you got to create an email channel and also an inbound email action. You don't need to schedule job or business role or client script or performance analytics. That's the correct way to do. Okay. Inbound email action, use the body of the email. Question number 24. You are setting up a chat as a customer channel. A chat as a customer channel. What must you configure to ensure chats create or link to a case? Now, chat, right? It's going to be chat queue. Correct answer is chat queue. AWA, Advanced Work Assignment Routing and Linking Rule to the case record. So that's what something we can use. Create a chat queue, and from there, Advanced Work Assignment will pick into go ahead and route the case that is created through the chat to the correct. Okay, configuring that chat queue, Advanced Work Assignment routing and logic that create or link the case, ensuring the chats become trackable work item in customer service. Which of the four case type, normal versus emergency? It doesn't work like that. B, problem and change? It doesn't work like that. C, question, incident, problem? Doesn't work like that. D, inquiry, complaint, request, product. Yes, that need to specify what a given case type is. Now inquiry, it's a case type that has own process flow. So case type is a business defined categories such as inquiry, complaints, request, product, support, etc., that help drive the workflows and also reporting. So you don't just call it normal or emergency and things like that. Question 26. What is the primary purpose of case template? Case template, the primary purpose. Now the primary purpose is the correct answer is C, to populate or recurring patterns or template. These templates pre-fill your fields like the category or type or assignment group or priority, speeding up the consistent case creation for recurrent scenarios. 27. You want to automatically set a case priority based on impact urgency. Okay, impact or urgency plus special handling notes for a VIP account. Which configuration elements are most relevant? What is it? Correct answer is B, which is priority lookup rule and business rule reading special handling notes. You need to create a client script that doesn't fulfill time workflow only UI actions or SLA. None of them will help you. What you need is a priority lookup rule handles, because a priority lookup rule is whether it's a VIP or a normal users. And then from there, impact and urgency need to be looked up, while a business rule can give the logic from the special handling notes like a VIP to adjust the priority. Simply the way you can address it. Which statement about special handling notes SHN is true. Special handling notes. They are stored only on user record and cannot apply to an account. That's totally false. You can apply to an account if you have something to provide as a special handling note in the account. B, they are internal notes used for flag important. Of course they are. They are internal notes. These are for the agents. They are handling the requirements as a VIP or a legal hold or even anything like that. So that's specifically targeting the agents so that they can focus with that special handling notes that are internal guidelines that appear to the agents when interacting with a certain users or account or other records guiding how to handle those sensitive customers. And a special handling notes, you can apply it on a case or an account. Okay, you can go ahead and apply. Question 29, which configuration allows broadcasting important message to a set of customers about known issue? Broadcasting, okay, outage directly from a CSM. Problem record only. Targeted communication. Have covered a big 20 minutes video, so you can rewatch over there. Targeted communication in customer service management allow you to define the audience, the account, the product, the location. But that's how you do it. First the account, the product, and also the location, and sending those message directly tied to those issues. One more region, product, or language. Which combination is the most appropriate? Correct answer is C, which is skill, assignment rule, and work queue, possibly with advanced work assignments. They gotta use advanced work assignments so that way these cases routing by regions, product, language, or appropriately send it to the correct agent. Okay, is achieving using this skill and assignment rule availability all can be achieved using the advanced work assignment, so you can push work based on these attributes to the right agent. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. ServiceNowStar will be back with a second session on another time with the remaining 30 questions. Up until then, have a great day, everybody. Bye bye.